Hello. In this podcast, I'm talking to Sandra Gray again, and I'm joined by Emmanuel as well. And they're talking about the impact of climate change in Kisoro, which is in southwest Uganda and on the border with Rwanda and the Congo, and how climate change is impacting the local community there. So I'll hand over to them, and then I will pick up things again at the end of the recording. Okay, so I'm here again with Sandra, who we've done, I think this is our fourth call now, if I remember correctly, but I am just starting my first cup of coffee, so that might not be correct. And Sandra's here with Emmanuel, who works with her, and Emmanuel has great insights into what's happening locally in the Kisoro area in southwest Uganda and the effect of climate change locally. So that's what we're going to be talking about on this call. So I'm going to hand over to Sandra and let you take the ball, and off you go.
Thank you for the introduction, Graham. Yes, climate change is very much at the forefront of the news today, as I think everybody knows. In Egypt at the moment, COP27 is in progress. So once again, it is highlighted. But once again, I suspect the same outcome will be like before. Once COP27 finishes, then it will be off the agenda for many countries, as other things come into play, like economic crisis, war, famine, all of that kind of thing. But I'd just like to take this opportunity to alert everybody that climate change is all a part of those things that are happening around the world at this particular moment in time. Here in Kisoro, for the last 5 years, in the forest in Magahinga Gorilla National Park, researching the golden monkeys, I've been particularly interested in the changing climate there and its effect that it has on that ecosystem and the species, whether it be fauna or flora. Just to give some examples of the impact it's having there is if the phenology, the ripening of the fruits, and for example, like the bamboo shoots, if they're not as they're supposed to be at that time of year when these species are feeding on these resources, then it will have an impact on the movement patterns of these animals. It will also have an impact on their feeding behavior. It will even have an impact on their reproduction. So all of these things come into play when conserving a species. The availability of resources, food, water, even shelter can be affected. For example, bamboo shoots. The growth of bamboo shoots is very important in these forests, as it is one of the main resources of food for many species at that time of year. Not only golden monkeys, but buffalo, bushbuck, even the mountain gorillas. And so the production of bamboo shoot is greatly affected by rainfall and temperature. And so also the quality of the bamboo as well that they feed on. So it's not just a case of the quantity, but it's also the quality of it as well. Yeah. So there's many different aspects that come into play with climate change. And it's only by being there every day that you're going to see this impact on such species. And so, of course, it can also lead to competition for these resources between the different species as well.
Yeah.
And also with the rising temperatures, we're seeing a decrease in the pollinators. And if the pollinators are not there, then some food resources will not be available as they should be. So it's all connected in such an intricate way. So it really has to be monitored properly and with the right resources. And just to take it a one step further, when you're talking about climate change in different parts of the world, for example, this is very interesting that in the Highlands of Scotland, we have the white hare, and it is white in colour. And in the winter, the snow is there. The white hair is very well camouflaged. But now the snows are not there anymore. This white hair is open to predation because the predators can easily see the white hairs.
Yeah.
It's the same with the snow leopard. In those mountains where the snow leopard lives, the snow there is also disappearing. So the snow leopard is also not camouflaged as well as it used to be. Not for the fact that it has predators there, but the fact that the animals it preys on, it is seen better by the animals that it preys on. So it's having to work harder for the prey.
Yeah.
So every aspect of the animal's life can be totally affected by the change in climate. And it's seen around the world in many different ways. So it's how quickly can these species adapt to what is happening. I mean, through evolutionary time, they have the time to adapt.
Yeah.
But things are really happening so quickly. And I saw on the news today, actually, that across Europe, the global warming is increasing at a greater rate than anywhere else in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I was surprised about.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just really interesting, but worrying at the same time.
Absolutely.
So from a natural point of view, from you know the point of view of nature and wildlife, there really is a problem here, and the way that it connects to local communities, especially here in Africa, is like if the pollinators are not there, they're not going to pollinate the crops that these people grow on their farms. And so I think this is a good way of introducing Emmanuel to the meeting, as he can talk a bit more about the impact of this on the local communities around here.
Yeah.
So Emmanuel,
yes, thank you again, Graham.
You're welcome.
That's right. Yeah. The climate change has been a challenge all over the world, and we've seen its effects already. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when it has come particularly to developing countries, it is becoming more worse because they are trying to meet the middle income.
Yeah.
And now, where I am, particularly in Kisoro, we have tropical forests and savanna. Yeah, and they are shared by 3 countries: Uganda, Congo, and Rwanda.
Yeah.
Yeah. Currently, I will give you information about effects, causes, and ways we can that I can propose that we can use to mitigate the challenges that are faced here.
Yeah.
They can be also used elsewhere in the 3 countries that share the same region. So we start with climate change as an issue itself. It is evident that it is a topic everywhere right now.
Yeah.
And so far, it is no more part of hiding of what's going on. And its effects really have affected the whole world globally. And here in Uganda and Kisoro particular, we have also been victims of the climate change, where we have endangered animals going to extinct in Uganda and here as well in Kisoro, and we have vegetation that is no longer existing as well, and also effects on humans as well. The first cause of climate change is deforestation and forest degradation.
Yeah.
As well as one major key player, we have the economical situation. Then we have the agricultural development. Now, as we start with the deforestation, these are more of destruction of forests and burning of bushes for economical reasons, of course, and due to increased populations. You know, people now in Uganda, they are producing like there's no tomorrow.
They found out what's causing it.
Yeah. Then so there's more land for expansion, and so the need for more land of expansion has led to the destruction of very many forests.
Yeah.
As of Uganda, it was covered by by 29% were forests. Currently, we are talking about 9% is remaining. So
Oh,
the
wow.
whole 20 is already gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big issue really, and it is affecting Ugandans on at a high cost.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
other key player in the climate change causes we have agriculture. Agriculture, due to poor agricultural means used in agriculture here, really the soil has lost its fertility, and due to the use of excess chemicals and
Yeah.
fertilizers, the environment is affected.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Sandra mentioned, pollinators nowadays feed on the chemicals and they die. So the high death rate of contributors to the environment is higher than before.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other issue is industrialization, the economical part of it. So due to the increase in industrialization to create jobs and innovation,
Yeah.
yeah, forests are destroyed, leading to leaving the whole area bare and leading to rise in temperatures all over the world,
Yeah.
not here only, but all over the world.
Yeah.
Hence, this bringing up a cause effects on the people, the environment, and other species that harbor the world as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done the causes. So when I come to the effects are really much more because climate change is really a large topic that we cannot talk about in in a very short time.
Yeah.
On the effects, we have rising temperatures.
Yeah.
Rising in temperatures has harbored the outbreak of very many viruses,
Mm.
leading to the high spread of diseases here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we have also prolonged droughts.
Yeah.
These prolonged droughts have led to scarcity of clean water. So people are dying of thirst and they are dehydrated actually,
Yeah.
leaving them to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Then we have the low output in agro products. So the productivity has gone low
Yeah.
because the soil is now used to production of being stimulated by chemicals and
Yeah.
fertilizers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have the other would be the extinction of original DNA. This being a tropical forest, we have some DNA of plants and also communities that no longer exist anymore.
Yeah.
So that is also being an effect. So we have also an issue of landslides. In case there is rain, there's a process called solidification.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the landslides become so much that properties are destroyed. Of recent here in Kisoro, we had it earlier this year in Feb, whereby 2,000 people were displaced.
Wow.
Their properties, or animals, crops, schools, hospitals, roads were all destroyed, and they were really displaced and left to poverty,
Yeah.
as I can call it.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, for the effects, we can have those ones. Like I said, it's a very large topic. We cannot look at it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Then
Yeah.
maybe when we come to the mitigation part of it, or ways of looking at the way we can mitigate these challenges we are seeing here.
Yeah.
Well, what I would suggest one would be reforestation.
Yeah.
Yeah, reforestation. This would be the planting of trees where they've been cut, or
Yeah.
planting or farming of forests where they've been destroyed. This
Are there
would
any
be
initiatives at the moment to get that happening? Is that happening anywhere, or is it not? There's no reforestation at the moment.
well. Yeah, reforestation is being done, but on organizational levels, and also the government is trying to see the way they can help, but still, what is lacking is the key player, finance, to
Right.
support these people as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as we have reforestation, like I was saying, reforestation, the planting of forests and farming of forests where they've been cut.
Yeah.
So this is land cover of to have a land cover to avoid and mitigate the running water that causes the slides, floods.
Yeah.
You know,
And that will
also
wash away
prevent.
fertile soil as well. So you get in a
Yeah.
loop
Soil
where you end up
erosion.
with
Yeah,
desert, basically. Yeah.
yeah. Then we have afforestation. There is reforestation first, then afforestation.
Yeah.
Afforestation will be the planting of trees where and forests where they've not been before.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So creating of new forests
Yeah.
to help support the existing ones,
Yeah.
because if the causes are more than the creating the mitigation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other, what we would do, the third one would be smart farming. Yeah, you've heard of smart farming?
I haven't, but I can guess where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart farming is having, this being a region where we have agriculture as one of the pillars in that play a big part all over the world,
Yeah.
and being the economic activity being carried on here. We need to implement smart farming where we have intercropping, the growing of different crops on the same farm.
Yep.
This will
Yep.
avail, they will avail different foods for to meet the diet
Yep.
and help fight malnutrition
Yeah.
deficiencies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have organic farming.
Yeah.
Yeah, the use of natural organic farming from animals and dead plants. This will help restore fertility in the soils and
Yeah.
they become productive again.
Yeah.
Then what we have is next is finding
Yeah.
alternative source of energy.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Alternative source of energy. Uh, Alternative source of energy would be finding technologies on a local and advanced levels on the ways to reduce the consumption of wood as fuel.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. If we found that an institution that we work with that developed a stove that helps save 90% of the forests. If
Right.
everyone had adopted the stove, we would save 90% of the forests. And with the afforestation and reforestation, maybe we could add, who knows, maybe 20% back restored of forest.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So then other sources would be biogas, but biogas becomes expensive.
Yeah.
Then we have electricity as well, which some areas don't have access to electricity as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Then we have waste management. Yes.
Yep. Yep.
The other would be waste management and innovation, whereby we have wastes turned into fuel or other usable materials.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would also help to mitigate. Then the other thing would be the businesses in green energy.
Yep.
Yeah, green energy and clean energy. Yeah, if there is availability of financing to them through government institutions, large organizations that fight for climate change, it would really contribute much
Yep.
to support them because they are the least thought about.
Yeah.
Then lastly is to have the government enforcement body specifically for climate change and also introducing it in schools to be
Yeah.
studied about as a topic on its
Yeah.
own.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if we are to change the world, we need to start changing it throughout an effect of generations, not
Yeah.
only the mature ones who understand.
Yeah. Yeah. Because some
So
of these things you're talking about are kind of getting into multi-generational processes,
Yes.
reforestation, things
Yes.
like that. That's, decades to see big
Yes.
changes, the kind of changes you need.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, with all of these things I mean, it's common problems. I mean, the thing with soil, I was watching something a while back about, this was in the US, and where the soil is almost useless. We're almost back to dust bowls that they had 100 years ago. And I remember at school, so Mr. Coolshed's class of geography, 1971, I think it was, learning about crop rotation and how they used to farm, and you did this crop rotation and fields and all this to maintain the health of the soil, and that's gone all out of the window, and obviously we're now paying the price. So yes. Are there many initiatives happening right now to mitigate, or are you lobbying to get support to get? I mean, some of these I imagine are in the process of getting support, like the biogas, electricity, those sorts of things, which need particular infrastructure and technology. How are things on the mitigation side actually progressing, or is it sort of at a starting point?
Yeah, the mitigation process, there are organizations we are trying to work with, different organizations, but of course on individual fundings, a little government help, a little. So we are trying to do tree planting.
Yeah.
That is tree cover, tree planting.
Yeah.
Then we have reforestation as well.
Yeah.
And we are working with the farms to see how we can restore organic and teaching people organic farming.
Right. So education
then, and smart farming as well.
Right. Okay. I mean, anybody listening to this, and I kind of agree with you with COP27. When these things happen, it's all in the news and everyone's talking about it, and then a few years later they do another one, or whenever it is, every year or 2 years, and nothing seems to have really changed. I think some things are happening in the background, but as you say, other things take priority, like the war in Ukraine is having a big effect on the rest of the world. I know I was reading yesterday, I think, that in the Democratic Republic of Congo, things are kicking off there, and they're squabbling with Rwanda again about supporting rebels. So that creates instability. And I think some of the flak was heading in Uganda's direction as well. So you get all of these things going on, and they just stall practical work, and it's a constant distraction. So anybody who's listening to this who would like to help, what can they do? And I will say that one of the things I'm trying to do with the photography is support certain projects, but because the level's quite low at the moment, I'm supporting two. One is the HRA in Namibia, who work with African desert elephants, and part of that is local education and also protecting infrastructure. So we were building walls around these water towers so the elephants didn't knock them down. They were building infrastructure around solar panel setup so that to support local people. And the other project is called Half Cut, and that's in Sydney. And what they do is buy up chunks of rainforest in the Daintree in Queensland so that it can't be developed, and no fracking and none of this business. So it's just left as pristine rainforest. So they're the two at the moment, but I'm hoping to expand that. But what is something that people could do if they move to help you? Is there an organization they can donate to, or how would that work?
Yeah, there is an organization they can donate to that can work with people and communities and saving the environment.
Yeah.
Then through donations, the donations would be used to secure the stoves for these large institutions like refugee camps, refugee holding centers, prisons, schools, because those are the institutions that really use the high fuel of wood.
Okay. Yeah.
Then the other thing, the funds also would be allocated to training. The biggest part, some people do that because, or destroy these forests in the interest of economy, But otherwise, also training is needed. Teach these people the benefits of having the forests around, and
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
providing means and ways that they could have other alternatives instead of using the destruction of the forests.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
sort of
just
thinking things
yeah,
through a bit more, I guess, rather than going for what's in your face. And if the forest is there, well, you
yes,
can cut a
yes,
bit
yes.
down and
Yes,
it doesn't matter. But
Mm,
of course, if you're doing
yes,
it every day and other people
yes,
are, it does matter because
yes,
soon there's nothing left.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
yeah.
And I think a good example of how this is affecting the ecotourism business, for
Mm,
example, and the livelihoods of communities and the people employed within that sector. A good
Yeah.
example is I met a visitor who had come from Kenya, maybe like, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and she'd been to the Serengeti and she'd been to Amboseli. Now, these are big national parks
Yeah.
within Kenya.
Yeah.
And she was absolutely shocked by the number of animals, elephant and zebra, for example, that she saw had died through because of drought and
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
water, no food. So
Yeah.
if the animals are going to die, the tourism is not going to be there. So that has an impact on everybody's livelihood within that
mm,
area,
Yeah.
yeah,
whether it be the community or the ones that directly work within those national parks.
Yeah.
So it's affecting everybody and their livelihoods for the future.
Yeah.
And also the destruction of these ecosystems affects people's well-being, their mental well-being, their physical well-being.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
if these ecosystems disappear, there'll be more pandemics, viral pandemics, there'll be more disease, there'll be more,
Yeah.
um, you know, and around the world, malaria will become a big problem around the world, not only
Well, it's
within
already
Africa.
spreading. I think we've got it in
Yes,
France now. And
yes.
talking
So
about
you
things like
see,
elephants as well, because they have such a long gestation period, because it can be up to 22 months, I think. So when you
yes,
start looking at recovery of the animals that are dying now, it takes an awful long time. So it,
of of course. I mean, their reproduction is very slow. Same with the
yeah,
mountain gorilla. The
yeah,
mountain gorilla should produce one baby maybe every 5 years
yeah,
because she's totally don't dedicated to that one baby.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
um, and the same with the elephant and other species that bring
yeah,
in, the tourists.
yeah,
Um, so everybody is impacted by what is happening everywhere. It's
yeah,
not just a problem for Africa. It's not just a problem for Uganda or Kisoro. It's the whole world.
absolutely. Yeah,
They have to take a stand. Time. I just don't know how many times I've said this, but time really is not on our
it's not on
side.
our
no,
side.
It
no,
really is not. And actually, to be frank about this, people have to sit up and realize this is the saving of humanity alone as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
It's not just about the animals or the ecosystems or Africa. It's humanity as a whole.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah.
you know,
Um, yeah, what I'll do, because I don't know. I hear it. I have an interest. I watch a lot of this. What frustrates me is hearing all the bad news. But then, okay, what do I do? So, what I'm going to say to
yes,
anybody who's listening, if you'd like to help in any way, let me know. Because this is going out as a podcast, but it's part of the contact for Graham Elliott Photography is in the um,
yes,
information. I can connect with you, and as I say, I'm
yes,
already trying to support other projects to keep
yes,
thing going. And there are a lot more that I want to get involved with because I like to get involved with things I know personally rather than just, pick one. So
Yeah.
to anybody who's
of course.
listening who would like to do something, let me know, drop me an email. So the email is graham@ge.photography. So I'm a GRAHAM,
Mm,
Graham. And,
mm.
particularly if you want to do more to help Emmanuel and Sandra in Uganda, let me know. And I'll get in touch with Sandra and we can set things up.
Yes,
Yeah, it is a difficult subject, and you're right. We could talk about it all day, and
Yes.
it's the same problems, each time. And it just gets frustrating when you find you're going over the same ground and the same ground, and people in leadership roles are not taking the steps that are really needed to do it. And that's so I think it's up to us as individuals to do what we can, albeit a lot of people are struggling a little bit right now with what's going on, and it's a bad time economically for most countries.
Yes.
Nevertheless, if we don't do anything, the economy is going to be the least of our worries. It's going to be
completely,
finding something to eat.
It's our survival.
Yeah.
So if we don't survive, it doesn't matter about economy
anymore.
or finances or we've got to survive to put everything else right.
Yeah. I think the message is to just do what we can individually, and as I say, anybody would like to know more, get in touch. If you're interested, particularly in helping Sandra and Emmanuel, let me know, and we'll definitely connect up. And I'm looking at going back, as we've discussed, next year. It might be later in the year, the way things are going. It might be the sort of September rain. Also, I'm getting tied up with things beginning of the year, but I do want to go back and learn more about what's going on and report back as well, and share the stories visually too, through the photography as well as everything else. And we'll see how that develops. Is there anything...
we are open to people coming here with their knowledge as well, volunteers.
Fantastic.
Who can bring knowledge here and help, and just be a part of what we're trying to do. Even that as well is important.
That's fantastic. Yeah, thanks for that. So if you are interested in doing that, if you're listening, then let me know and I'll connect you with Sandra, and we can have something hopefully beneficial to everybody come out of it.
Yes.
Emmanuel, is there anything sort of final comment you'd like to make, or anything you'd like to say perhaps that you haven't said?
Well, what I would say it's a pleasure. It's been my pleasure to meet you, see you. Well, I'm looking forward to meeting you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and really to thanking Sandra for being there for me and helping me. Really, it's not easy, pushing these things on an individual basis. It's not always simple. And if anyone really wants to come and work with us, help, we are open arms, and we are really looking forward to helping and saving more of nature and the environment, and also helping to share knowledge about what we could reach on or advance in helping mitigate the challenges that we are facing on a daily basis.
And because another point I'd like to bring in there, Graham, just quickly, is that knowledge sharing is a two-way thing. People from outside can also learn from people here. They have a wealth of knowledge about the environment, and the old techniques of farming are sometimes the better ones. So knowledge shared is a really good thing.
It's an important resource restored.
People, and someone will just have an idea or just have a different perspective which you hadn't thought of, and suddenly perhaps something you've been wrestling with for a while, that suddenly there's a solution because somebody else is just coming at it from a different point of view. Absolutely.
Exactly. Yes, because the people here work very closely with the land and the environment and nature all the time, even for medicinal purposes as well. These places have to be conserved for medicinal purposes as well as natural beauty or wildlife or whatever. There's important medicines out there.
Absolutely.
So there's another aspect of
looking at the other worlds, the way the world setting and the way they run their things, maybe.
Sorry, say again.
I'm saying that there's an open way of looking at the way of life that is run outside of the world that one lives in.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. It's all about different perspectives. Okay, well, look, thanks again for giving me your time, and we may do more podcasts. We'll see. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so To be honest, one of the things that I find irritating, obviously we were chatting about the impact of climate change, and that's pretty common. What was discussed, as we've discussed, is common in a lot of places. And I always find it frustrating when we have these conversations because I like to be able to do something. And so, as I've alluded to in the conversation, there are things you can do. Now, first of all, if you're interested in contacting Sandra and getting involved in what she's doing over in Uganda, just drop me a line, graham@ge.photography, as I mentioned, and I will connect you up. So that's one option open to you. I appreciate that in terms of giving money or getting involved, you may not be in the best situation right now to do that. As I'm recording, both the US and UK are putting up interest rates to record levels. I know a lot of people are struggling with just day to day. Fuel is very expensive thanks to the Putin's war and all of this. So these are not ideal times for many people to get involved financially. However, if you do want to, just give me a shout. There are things, options we can look at if you want to get involved through what I do. And if you can't donate money, though, there are things you can do. So reuse and recycle are key words. So things like the fast clothing industry is one of those industries that's sort of under the radar, but uses a huge amount of resources. So don't buy clothes so often. Make what you've got last, and that really applies to everything that you've got that you use regularly. Try and repair things, reuse them, buy used. That's another way of keeping your carbon footprint low. It's a way of reducing the way we're using up resources. So, and there are many other ways. So you may well have other things in mind to do. I'm always reminded of a comment that was made in the 80s when we were looking at the ozone layer and we were looking at the aerosols at the time that had CFCs in them, and people were saying, well, what difference does it make if I use an aerosol or not because I'm on my own? Well, it comes down to, yes, that's true. However, you can look at it another way, and that's to say you're either part of the problem or part of the solution. So even though it might feel that the steps you're taking are not very significant, if you're in that group that's part of the solution, that's a far better place to be. If we all step into that, we take personal responsibility for what we're doing and become part of the solution, then combined, that will also make a big difference. And we become less reliant on other people. And we've spoken about COP27 that's on. Who knows what the motivations are? The priorities might not be the same. And it means we can at least take a bit of personal responsibility for our own energy use, how we use things, how we contribute to what's happening with the climate. So quite a serious talk this time, and I hope that's given you positive things you can do rather than being a rather depressing session. But unfortunately, it's the reality of the time we're living in, the days we're living in. So that's just something you can do. So I'm going to end it there. You've got my contact details. You're welcome to get in touch. We can follow up on this, and I will speak to you on the next podcast. Bye for now. Oh, and one thing just before you go, please take a look at the 2026 wildlife calendar. That's available now. It's on the website. There's a link below the description of this podcast episode. So please take a look, and I'll speak to you next time. Bye now.